Welcome to the newspaper review. I am your host, Fatou George. On today's Voice newspaper headlines, Kurang's refusal to obey orders led to his dismissal, witness reveals. President Barrow assures Hajj Commission of government support to ensure affordability. Survey reveals Dabo faces widespread resistance to another presidential run. Majority of Gambians disapproved Barrow's bid for 2026 presidential election, says CEPRSS. UDP urged IGP Interior Minister to arrest Sehu Mbalo over incitement. Ex-soldier remanded at Mile 2 pending trial at High Court. IGP presides over inauguration of Mobile Traffic Unit Office building. Now the news in detail. Reappearing before the Special Select Committee investigating the sale and disposal of assets identified by the Janneh Commission on Thursday, former Secretary to the Cabinet Ibrahima Ceesay detailed the events leading to the dismissal of former Janneh Commission Secretary Alhaji Mamadi Kurang. Ceesay testified that on June 26, 2018, he drove to the court workshop to deliver an executive directive regarding the suspension of sales from the former President Jammeh's tractor. He recounted that upon arrival, he had to identify Kurang among the crowd as he did not know him personally. I asked my colleague to look for Mr. Kurang among the crowd. Then I moved towards him to convey the message, Ceesay said. According to Ceesay, Kurang refused to take verbal instructions, insisting that he only followed directives from the Commission's chairman. Ceesay reported Kurang's defiance to the Secretary General, who subsequently instructed that Kurang be dismissed. After I conveyed the message to the Secretary General, the next line of action was to terminate his service, he confirmed. The committee is expected to continue examining the event of executive influence over the Commission's decisions and whether due process was observed in Kurang's dismissal. The Gambia President, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, yesterday received the leadership of the National Hajj Commission at the State House in Banjul, sources revealed on Thursday. The President congratulated the members of the National Hajj Commission for working diligently on the welfare of Gambian pilgrims throughout the Hajj process. Speaking on behalf of the Commission, Amirul Hajj Sheikh Imam Ibrahima Jaju thanked President Barrow for granting them an audience. Sheikh Jaju briefed the President on the previous pilgrimage to Makkah, challenges encountered, and the ongoing preparations for the forthcoming Hajj session. Main opposition United Democratic Party leader Ousainou Darboe will face widespread resistance to another presidential run, a survey results revealed. The survey conducted by the Center of Policy Research and Strategic Studies, Gambia, has shown that many voters did not favor Darboe. The opinion poll results indicate that Ousainou Darboe faces a significant challenge in attracting voter support for the 2026 presidential election. Nationally, only 18% of respondents expressed willingness to vote for him if he runs, while a decisive 63% said they will not, and another 18% remain undecided, the survey disclosed. According to the CEPRSS, understanding public opinion is essential to ensuring that electoral debates and political strategies are grounded in the priorities and expectations of citizens. It says opinion polls play a vital role in modern democracies by providing evidence-based insights into voter sentiment, candidate favorability, and perceptions of governance. Abdoulaye Sanyang, a former soldier with Gambian Armed Forces, Thursday appeared before the Kanifing Magistrate Court charged with various counts of arson, seditions, among others. It would be recalled that Sanyang was arrested by the police following his interview on West Coast Radio, in which he made several claims that landed him into trouble. During his first count appearance on Thursday, Commissioner Sane with Assistant Commissioner M. Kamara represented the Inspector General of Police, while Counsel L.J. Darboe represented the accused person. Before reading the charge sheet, the prosecution made submission to the court, saying that in pursuant to Section 72 criminal procedure for the matter to be transferred to the High Court, because one of the counts, the accused is charged with warrants life imprisonment, and as such the Kanifing Magistrate Court lacks the jurisdiction. The Inspector General of Police, Sidi Mukhtar Toure, on Thursday presided over the inauguration ceremony of Mobile Traffic Unit building at the Kanifing Mobile Police Headquarters. Speaking at the inaugural ceremony of the newly established Carnifing Mobile Traffic Unit, the IGP said highway patrol officers are given motorbikes and patrol vehicles to monitor the entire stretch of the highway 24 hours, describing it as a mandate that will instill discipline on the public road. IGP Toure emphasized that any driver found wanting will be issued a mandatory fine or arraigned before a competent court of law to be tried and sanctioned accordingly. Nearly 28,000 migrants have crossed the English Channel since the start of the year. The latest Home Office statistics show that almost 2/5 of those who claimed asylum in the UK in the 12 months to June 2025 arrived via small boat. Under a new agreement between the British and French governments, some people who come to the UK this way will be detained and sent back to France. As of 20 August, 27,997 migrants had crossed the channel in small boats in 2025, up from 18,342 for the same period in 2024. It means more than 50,000 migrants have come to the UK via this route in the 403 days since Labour came to power in July 2024. It is not the first time that the 50,000 threshold has been passed into 403 days. Between 8 October 2021 and 14 October 2022, under the previous Conservative government, there were 53,587 small boat arrivals. In sports, the Gambia Schools Football Association has officially announced the list of schools that have qualified for the 2025 National Inter-Schools Football Championship, following the successful completion of regional qualifiers across the country. This year's national championship will be held in Jarasoma, with the upper basic schools category taking place from 9th to 14th September 2025, followed by the senior secondary schools competition from 15th to 28th September 2025. Upper basic schools, a total of 29 schools have qualified in the upper basic category, featuring 16 boy teams and 13 girls teams drawn from all 8 regions of the Gambia. Moving on to the Standard newspaper headlines, survey says majority of Gambians don't want third term for Barrow, but projects him likely winner in 2026. Presidential advisor Mbalo apologizes over tribal comments. Survey reveals 59% of Gambians say Dabo should not contest. 50% of Gambians want a Talib Fall Kande coalition. The WAS 2025 results, what we don't know and why. Trade Minister addresses Osaka World Expo. Now the news in detail. In a rare admission of error by government officials, the politically advisor to the president, Sehum Mbalo, who found himself at the center of a controversy over comments he made, widely deemed to be tribal in nature, has apologized. The normally soft-spoken and calm official got overexcited during an event called to sensitize Guinean migrant community on obtaining alien card. He told his audience, mainly from the Fulani tribe, that they have nothing to fear because from President Barrow right down across the government, security and lawmaking decisions, institutions are filed with members of the Fula tribe. The comments sparked outrage among many Gambians who viewed them as tribalists. The black clash was switched and intense, with social media platforms burst with criticisms and public figures voicing their disapproval. In response to the public outcry, Mbalo issued a heartfelt apology, acknowledging that his words have caused hurt and division. He expressed deep remorse to anyone who felt hurt or offended by my remarks. I offer my deepest and most sincere apologies. Since the incident, I have reviewed the footage and reflected profoundly on my words. I acknowledge that my comments fell short of the standards expected of me, and I am truly remorseful, he said. At least 59% of Gambians have expressed the view that the main opposition United Democratic Party, UDP leader Ousainou Darboe, should not contest in the 2026 presidential election. According to recent opinion polls by Shepras in collaboration with Gambia Participates, the survey indicated that only 27% of the respondents said yes, whilst 14% said they were unsure. According to the survey, these findings suggest that while Darboe retains notable pockets of strong support, particularly in Basse and Mansakonko. His potential candidacy faces substantial opposition in key urban centers like Kanifing, as well as significant uncertainty in several regions. Survey released yesterday has indicated that a majority of Gambians, 55%, believe a political coalition involving Talim Bensouda, Esam Baifal, and Mama Kande could win the 2026 presidential election. According to the survey conducted by Gambia Participate in collaboration with CEPRAS, only 16% disagreed with this possibility, while 29% remained uncertain. Half of the respondents, 50%, believe Talib Bensouda should run for president in 2026, regardless of party affiliation, while 20% oppose the idea and 30% remain unsure. This shows a relatively strong level of cross-party appeal, although a sizable proportion of the electorate is still undecided, the survey added. The Regional Executive Committee, party militants in collaboration with the National Assembly members of the main opposition United Democratic Party in North Bank region have all called on IGP Sidi Mukhtar Toure to arrest Sidi Njai of the governing National People's Party NPP for incitement. They made these calls on Wednesday at a press conference held at the UDP bureau in Kerawan. The UDP official said Mr. Njai's remarks that their party has a militia group intimidating Gambians from registering as voters and labeling them foreigners is false and do not match with the constitution and social norms of the country or promoting unity of the nation. In sports, Gambian champions Real de Banjul will play its home leg of the CAF Champions League qualifiers against association supportive the Force Arms Royals ASFAR of Morocco in chess, Senegal, in view of the fact that the Gambia's only stadium is not ready. According to sources, the process has been put in place for the match to be played in Senegal on September 19. Real de Banjul is paired with Morocco's ASFAR in the first round of the Champions League qualifiers in 2 legs. Now to the point newspaper headlines. Cabinet tried to halt Jane Commission tractor sale. Former AIG Demba Sow appointed Deputy IGP. Gambia signs on global stage at Osaka Expo 2025. Survey exposes trust deficit in TRRC implementation. Farmers applaud Barrow's tractor initiative as boost for Gambian agriculture. Now the news in detail. Gambian farmers have expressed resounding support for President Adama Barrow and his administration following the recent distribution of 60 tractors across the country, a move widely hailed as a major step toward modernizing the nation's agricultural sector. The beneficiaries, drawn from farming communities in all regions, described the initiative as a transformative moment for Gambian agriculture. Many referred to the delivery of the tractors as a game changer that will significantly enhance crop production, improve rural livelihoods, and reduce the burden of manual labor that has long characterized farming in the country. This is the kind of support we have been waiting for, said Awagay, a farmer from Kirjaga in Jokadu. With these tractors, we can cultivate larger areas in less time and with greater efficiency. It's a huge relief for us, especially as the rainy season approaches. She further said, the tractors have come at the right time and will complement our efforts in increasing production and achieving better yield. The Gambia Police Force has announced the appointment of Demba Sow, formerly Assistant Inspector General of Police for Crime Management, as Deputy Inspector General of Police following the statutory retirement of Modou Sow. Mr. Sow is a native of Kampasa Village, Fonyi Jarol, West Coast Region. He enlisted into the Gambia Police Force in 1985 as a police constable, beginning a distinguished career in law enforcement that spans over 3 decades. He pursued higher education at the University of the Gambia, where he obtained a Bachelor of Laws, LLB 2013 to 2016, and later a barrister at law BL qualification in 2016 to 2017. New Perception Survey on the implementation of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission recommendations has revealed widespread skepticism about the government's commitment to justice. The study commissioned by the National Human Rights Commission NHRC with support from UNDP and OHCHR paints a sobering picture of a transitional justice process that has achieved milestone in truth-telling but now risks losing public confidence. The survey engaged 746 respondents across the country, with 48% identifying as direct victims of Jammeh-era human rights violation. Almost every participant described their experience as devastating or highly devastating, underscoring the deep scars left by years of abuse. Victims made clear that justice for them means more than apologies. They call for reparations, medical and psychological support, and prosecutions of those responsible. Many insisted that without accountability, reconciliation will remain incomplete. In sports, the Gambia under-17 captain Aliou Dramé has signed a 3-year professional contract with FC Barcelona, according to news reaching the Point Sports desk. The 2009-born winger will now join FC Barcelona B team. The contract will keep Dramé at FC Barcelona until June 2028. Dramé played for the Gambia in the 2025 Total Energies Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. He was influential for the Baby Scorpions in the continent's cadet biggest football showpiece. Dramé scored several goals for the Gambia Under-17 during the 2025 Total Energies Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. Now to the 4 a.m. newspaper headline. GNPC clerk charged with stealing more than $1 million changes player to not guilty. Defense concludes cross-examination of chief witness in homosexuality case. Pool highlights UDP rift as Bensouda outshines Dabo ahead of 2026. Senegal condemns U.S. sanctions against ICC judges, prosecutors. Polls put Barrow ahead in 2026 race, but undecided voters hold the key. A village without fence, how Gunjur somewhere farmers grow crops in peace. Now the news in detail. Ousmane Jammeh, a clerk at the Gambia National Petroleum Company Limited, GNPC, who was initially accused of stealing more than $1.1 million from his employer, has changed his plea from guilty to not guilty before the Bursui Magistrates Court. The accused first appeared before Magistrate Aissatou Jallow on Monday, 18th August, where the charge of stealing $1 million, $162,607, was read to him. At that time, Jammeh pleaded guilty and the magistrate entered his plea accordingly. However, during his subsequent appearance on Wednesday, 20th August 2025, Jammeh informed the court that he wished to change his plea. He told the court that he did not steal any money and maintained that he is innocent of the allegation. The prosecuting officer in the case is Inspector L. Jammeh, who filed the charge on behalf of the Inspector General of Police. The accused is not represented by any legal counsel. The particulars of defense state that on the 19th of December 2024 at Bursubi in Kombo North, West Coast Region, Jammeh, being an employee of GNPC, stole the sum of $1,162,607 property of the Gambia National Petroleum Company Limited. The case has been adjourned to Monday, 25th August 2025 for the commencement of the trial. As the Gambia moves closer to the December 2026 presidential election, civil society organization Gambia Participates has released the results of nationwide opinion polls suggesting that President Adama Barrow is currently leading the race, but a large portion of undecided voters could influence the final outcome. The survey, conducted in July 2025 across all 53 constituencies, shows President Barrow at 31%, Talib Ahmed Bensouda at 18%, Ousseynou Dabo at 12%, Mama Kandeh at 3%, Essam Baifal at 3%, and other candidates also at 3%. A notable 29% of respondents remain undecided. On a rainy August morning in Gunjur somewhere, the green stretches freely, maize stalks rise tall beside cassava plots, and vegetable beds lie open near the market, all unfenced yet untouched. In this Gambian village, crops grow in peace without wire, without sticks, and without fear of goats or cattle devouring them. This rare sight is not a miracle of nature, but the result of a social pact that binds the community together. Here the farmers plant anywhere they wish, confident that their neighbors' animals will not trespass. Alkalo Idrissa Toure, the village head, explained the foundation of the trust. Together with the village development committee, we want owners of goats, sheep, donkeys, and cows to control their animals during the rainy season. He said, if an animal destroyed a farm, the owner pays a fine based on the damage. Because of that, it is now rare to hear complaints. The defense in the ongoing homosexual case involving Mohamed Krubali and Mohamed Jawo concluded cross-examination of the prosecution's chief witness, Mamadou Sanyang, on Thursday, 21st August 2025, before Magistrate Aissatou Jallow. The accused are alleged to have engaged in gross indecency at Old Yundum in the West Coast region. The prosecution alleged that on 18th May 2025, at Old Yundum in the West Coast region, the two accused persons were found engaged in indecent practices among themselves. In sports, the Gambia Football Federation today completed a 5-day intensive FIFA Member Association Elite Referees course at the National Technical Training Center in Old Yundum, the home of Gambian football. The president of the Gambia Football Referees Association, Mr. John Frank Mendy, expressed satisfaction with all overall performance of the referees, noting that a lot of hard work and dedication were demonstrated by all of them. He thanked the GFF president, Lamin Kaba Bayo, for the development of referees. The course director and technical instructor, Mr. Carlos Luis from the South Africa, congratulated the participants for their exceptional work. However, he urged them to perform very well in any competition that may be assigned to them. He also encouraged more women to step forward and accept the challenge. This is all we have for you in our today's newspaper review. Please do stay tuned for more newspaper reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe, like and share our videos. I remain your host, Fatou George.